And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simcade. And we are live for round 2 of our Season 6 F1 2022 season. I'm joined yet again by a very special man, and here he is. It's Mr. Dodo. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well. Good evening, everyone. A very special man. That's it's a nice compliment. So.
Oh, well, you are what I would like to say is the best of the best when it comes to the commentating at Simcade. I don't want to class myself in there because I just pick this up and just do it as I please. But your skills surpass mine a lot.
I don't think that. I don't think anyone would possibly agree with that, AJ.
I do.
You're the only one.
Yeah, the one, the only. So tonight's track, Jeddah. How are we feeling about this? Because I've got my suspicions about how this is going to
go. Well, yeah, it's always going to be chaos around here, so we'll see. Qualifying will be fun, and then the race is no doubt going to be carnage.
It's very tight. It's very technical, lacking in grip in certain areas. It's a special track.
It's one of a kind, definitely. Very fast, very close to the walls, and yeah, a couple of places can really catch drivers out. So you need a really nice setup.
So the top speed at Jeddah, I don't know if we'll see this today at all, was 322 kilometers an hour, which is pretty, it's pretty special. With an average speed of 250 kilometers an hour, that is Monza is the only faster one on the calendar.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty scary speeds around it, I have to say.
Yeah, and the twisty first section as well is so heavy on downforce. You've got to have a good balance between straight line speed and cornering. So we'll see who's got that right.
Would we say that this is in the realms of mixture between like Baku and maybe Abu Dhabi with how fast and sweepy the corners are, but how long the straights are?
Yeah, that's probably a good comparison. Definitely Baku, because Baku you've got the long straights and then the twisty bit. There's a little bit less twisty than Baku. So yeah, it's probably a good comparison to make.
So out on track as we go, we've got Mitch is probably. Oh, we have. Oh, there's a car out front. I didn't quite see who that was, but we're on board with Mitch in the wonderful Ferrari. Remove all the set up the telemetry and everything. There we go. So yeah, we've got obviously a familiar face. We've got a new face today. It's William the King. I think is IDK in the Discord. But the rest are pretty much through and through Simcade. We do have the return in August, which is nice to see. We haven't seen him in a while, which is fantastic to see. Lance, obviously, usual suspects, but there's Gibbo, and the return in Rosa for round 2 as well. Hoping to have he had a great race last week, but maybe a bit of a better one this week with a win, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Rosa, I race against him in the Intercore, and he's a very, very talented, capable driver, and no doubt he'll be up there today. He is my championship rival at the moment in that championship, so but we have a friendly rivalry. It'd be great to see him. It'd be great to see him win, to be honest. He deserves it. He's quick enough, but I'm sure Mans and the like will have something to say about that.
Well, we are looking at Cornish had a bit of a poor do-out last week. I don't think he's in the lobby today, so no, we are missing the OG Cornish, as Simi likes to call him. Yellow flag sector 3, I guess that's everybody bunching up, a couple of cars bunching up at the last corner. But yeah, main focus is on today would be Rosa, Mons, and who else have we got in the lobby that stands out somewhat? Extinct, looking for a good result maybe?
Yeah, Extinct can certainly be a dark horse on his day. He's rapid as well.
And most definitely Gibbo as well. Again, he's another one that's in and around the tops of every league.
Yeah, Gibbo is currently on the intermediates, which is something that I've seen some league racers do. I'm not quite sure why. But yeah, he's doing a lap at the moment on intermediates.
So we do have a 5-place grid penalty there. They were doing saw that come up for Lance, who hit Polly Ballar. Not quite sure how that's come about, but I'm pretty sure we'll see some footage of that later on. Which is a bit confusing, actually.
We've also had a retirement. A Cornish Mantis is out.
So the craziness is starting already.
Yeah. 4 minutes in, we've already got a retirement and a penalty.
Oh, and the sideways, it's William the King has taken the Alpine for a 360 spin around sector 1.
Yeah, that tricky section has already caught someone out. By the looks of it, we've got a first lap time, 28.2.
I don't know what the what we're looking for around Jeddah. I don't know if you have a bit of a ball point that we sort of look for around here.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. But a 28.2, from what I can remember, is a decent lap time. We're probably looking at 27s by the end of qualifying.
So if we go on board maybe with Mons, who's just done an outlap, I don't know if you want to, he's just about to come around the last corner, if you want to take us around a qualifying lap with Mons. To see how
okay.
So you're on.
Right, so full traction out the final corner, down this long DRS straight. He's going to maximise time on the power by taking the outside line on the straight, heavy braking to turn 1. He gets it stopped really nicely there. You want to get tight to that wall on the left hand side and use all the wall on the right, and then cut this corner on the left, use all the curb on the outside, hang it on the right hand side, and then flick the car to the left, hang in there, use all the downforce. He's using all the exit curb he possibly can, leave a little bit of space to the outside, and then get back on the power down towards this bank turn. Now you can take quite a wide line and take a lot of speed through here, which he takes it more of an inside line, but that allows him to get a decent exit. Uses all the track, just grazing the wall on the outside into this right-left chicane. Grazes the wall beautifully, gets straight back on the power, and then a little wall tap, but he won't lose anything from that. He's going to slot into the slipstream of the car on the outlap ahead. Let's hope that they get out the way pretty sharpish as we go into the chicane. Once again, pretty well hooked up, looking like he's going for a bit of a safer banker lap. He's going to pick up another toe here from, I think that's the McLaren. All the way down using the DRS into Verstappen corner. He brakes nice and late, but a little bit of a block there, I'd say, from the McLaren. He's not going to lose too much time. Straight back on the power, and he's going to come across the line. This will probably end up being pole, provisional pole. It's not. That's only P3.
And whilst you were taking us through that wonderful lap there, we did have Rosa put it into P2 half a second behind Adam as well. So that just shows on how competitive the top 3 are currently, with Cornish Mantis being taken out of the equation. That's probably, with looking at our top 3, maybe not in that order as per, but I'd say we're going to see it in some fashion.
That is a really good lap time there from Adam. To be half a second ahead of Rosa is not an easy feat.
No, we like I've raced with Rosa quite a lot of times, and like I said, I know you have. So yes, hello everybody in the chat, by the way. Mikey, who's obviously in Portugal at the moment. We've got Craig and Ninja and Gibbo as well currently. Hello all, and hello all that are watching.
Hope you all enjoyed my quali lap rundown with Mans.
More detail in it than I could ever put into a quali lap spiel. Just whilst you were going through that, I did get a bit of an inside knowledge on what happened with Lance. He got a 5-second penalty because Polly Ballar went into the back of him on the outlap. So just, I think it's a game not knowing who to blame in this sort of situation.
Yeah. No doubt that will get striked off in the stewards after the race.
I don't think there's really a lot you can do about the grid position, because there's a 5-place grid.
True.
So
yeah,
if it was a second,
yeah,
then we might be able to take it off. But yeah,
you'd have to. Unfortunately, you'd have to put up with it. But yeah, it is unfortunate. But at least it's only 5 places and not anything more severe than that.
It is, yeah. So it's not back of the grid sort of thing. Last time out, it was sort of best of the rest. But I think
Yeah, Lance is a very strong, consistent driver. So he's down in P15 at the moment, but I'm sure he'll do a lap soon and put himself well up there.
indeed I'd like to think so as well. As I think we're just about to hit the second lot of qualifying. We'll just jump on board. Obviously, Rosa has been teamed up with. Who's he been teamed up with? Actually, I don't know if he's been teamed up with anybody.
Is it Cornish
Cornish
Mantis?
Mantis,
And the
yes,
Alfa Romeo?
it is. Both from the Alfa Romeos. That is a fantastic livery, isn't it?
It is. It is lovely.
Bit different for this year's approach, obviously, but yes, it's lovely.
Yeah, one of the nicer cars on the grid. Definitely this Alfa Romeo.
Now, you might know this with knowing Rosa. Is he still the controller man, or is he on wheel now?
I do believe he's still on controller, which blows my mind the pace he manages to get on it.
Yeah,
but
I
I
was
might
just
be
about to
wrong.
say that. I was just about to say that.
But if I had to say it, I'd say I think he's on controller still.
His out and out pace on that controller, then it must be mind blowing if he is on controller. Obviously, I don't really like to delve too much into people's personal setups and everything. As he's just about to start his second qualifying lap, it doesn't half wallop the first curb, sausage curb, which a bit dangerous, I'd say, around here, the sausage curbs.
That first chicane, you can really clatter it and gain a bit of time, and he did that really well. He's negotiated the first sector really well, using all the track, looking really comfortable. Looks like he's got trust in the rear end of the car. He can just push it, get on the power nice and early. This first sector looks mighty. He's gone purple.
Yeah, so he's 10th up on his personal best. I think he lost a lot of time in the second and third sector. That's why he's half a second down. So we do know there is time to gain for Rosa.
Right, in through the second sector.
Oh, he cuts that curb slightly. Yeah. Obviously, that's
the track limits going on there.
Yeah, that's okay in the games. Track limits on regular, but obviously in the eyes of here, that is a bit naughty. I think we'll strike one Rosa if we're in a bit of baseball terms.
Yeah.
But again, as long as he's not making it obvious, I'd rather people not take too much of the mick, if that makes any sort of sense.
Because
I mean,
I think with regular, you're always going to have people trying to, get that start advantage. I don't think that didn't look intentional to me.
No.
Just ran out a bit wide, got a bit of understeer. He does improve, but it's only by a 10th. He stays second place.
It just shows how much Adam's first lap was extremely competitive.
Yeah, that was nailed. That was properly nailed, that first lap.
Well, just going back to, I think Mon's on a final lap. He's up by 2/10, but obviously he was down a whole second as well. Just going back to track limits, like we have gone for a more softer approach on the game because I think last season we had a lot of people lose out places due to penalties, and not unfair penalties, but then the stewards were having to make decisions that affected the race results really after the race result. So I think putting it on regular, knowing what the game is like, is a good call, but then it's putting your trust in everybody, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there's always that balance.
Yeah.
In the leagues that I've done, it's always been strict, so it's kind of part of it. But obviously, we've got a good group of people here that I think will, be sensible with it, and it should hopefully improve it, especially for the spectator.
700ths of a second between Mans and Rosa, so they are finding every ounce of this track. Not a lot of it is separating them as yellow flags in sector 1. That looked like an Alpine or a Williams, maybe?
Yeah, either or. I think it might have been a Williams.
I think it's just going around the chicane now. So it was an Alpine, it was William the King again, struggling with his setup of that Alpine there that he has. Yeah. But yeah, you do have to have a lot of trust in your in everybody that's around. I think some of the tracks, this is probably one that you might get quite a lot of gained time, but obviously there's not a lot of space between the wall and yourself. Like noticeable ones, what I would say is probably the chicane at Spain is probably one of the easiest ones to gain a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because I believe
there's
on the right-hand corner, the second corner, you can go to the right-hand side of that curb and sort of miss the whole corner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very noticeable though, and obviously if people start doing that, then they can get harsh punishments. So I doubt people will start going that far.
No, definitely not. Not here. We're here more to be here to have a bit of fun, aren't we? With the competitive edge.
Unfortunately, Adam isn't making it very fun for anyone else because he's 4/10,
Yeah.
4/10 ahead with his banker lap,
Yeah.
which is an insane time. So he's looking favourite for pole at the moment. And then Mansell and Rosa are really close, and there's a little bit of a gap then back to Extinct.
As I think everybody's just boxing, giving it a bit of a breather. We've got Ninja out on track in the Mercedes. Let's see where he can put that Mercedes. He's 3/10 up on his previous lap. Which
Pretty good final corner in that Mercedes.
I know we're on equal performance here, so he does put that up into P8 as it stands. A couple of tenths off Rob. Rob seems to have picked up his pace. Again, improved a lot in the downtime that we had, which is fantastic to see. Everybody seems to be striving for not perfection, but to improve.
That's the main thing, isn't it? I mean, especially with the new game coming out soon, we think we're going to be getting soon into the next season, I guess, and if people are improving, it's only going to make the racing better.
It is. I know that Ninja's in the know with the new game, but there isn't anything really been sort of nailed down.
There are rumours,
yes,
circulating
a lot of
about the release date that I've seen online.
We do have a trusted inside source with Ninja, so anything that does get updated, I'm sure will get put onto our Twitter and socials. So yeah, here we go. Just on board with Rob in the August in the Williams. It's just coming around the first sector. Let's see where that's if it's going to be up or down. It does look kind of tidy. Not taking too much of the curb, which is nice to see. He is half a second up, which is handy.
Yeah, does seem a little understeery, washing out mid corner, but he's managed to keep them under control for that first sector and improve quite a lot.
Well, a bit of rear end slip coming through there, which will hamper the track time. It is just power through these next corners. It is such a wonderful flowing circuit, but it just feels like the car just wants to kill you at every single corner. So did you know that Jeddah was the 75th different venue to hit the F1 calendar? I didn't know. I think that's yeah.
It's a good stat.
Is that,
I didn't know that.
I was throwing them out last week with a few stats just to try and keep everybody on their toes.
You'll have to do a quiz or something end of the season, a F1 trivia quiz with all the stats that you accumulate over the season.
What? See if anybody remembers them.
Yeah, see if anyone's actually been paying attention to the streams.
Yeah, as August puts himself into P6, he seems to be the top bunch of the best of the rest. As Ninja's retired from the session, I don't know whether he's just had enough where he was because he was in the pits. And everybody, there's a spin from August. He gets that car reversed out of the way and he's ghosted anyway. Rosa is on his last flying lap here. He's just where is he coming? Oh no, sorry, he's just about to
start.
But just about to start a lap. Yes, he is. I think Adam is as well. I think Rosa looks like he is the first of the front runners to start a lap. And how much of the first sector is he going to commit to the first couple of corners? Oh, he's leaving a bit of curb. A lot more to be taken there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on board with Adam because this might be the pole position lap time that we're witnessing, but he's got a bit of traffic into the first chicane.
Yeah, he's got a Ferrari behind him. Is that Mitch, who obviously, as we know, is no slouch, and he's trying to get around him.
He's done well, and first sector looks pretty quick.
Because he seems to be losing Mitch slightly There, let's see what his first set of lap time is going to be. As he crosses the line, he is a 10th up. Comes around that sweeping left-hander. That just seems to go on forever.
Yeah,
Slightly banked as well. It does. There is a yellow flag behind him. There is a McLaren in front of him. He's hit the wall.
Yeah.
Probably say that's
impeded
time
slightly.
lost. Yep. See where that puts him. It's a 10th down now. So the time gained is the time lost. There is a Ferrari on track as well. He has the Ferrari on track has stopped as Mons is 2/10 up in sector 2, and Rosa puts in a fantastic lap time there, 0.003 of a second faster than Adam.
That is close. Really good lap from Rosa there.
What can Mons do as he comes around the last corner?
Got anything to respond with?
He was 2/10
up.
up.
The final corner. It's going to be close. See how much he's got in his pocket. He comes across the line, and he stays P3. Close though.
0.07 of a second, covering the top 3. That is some competitive qualifying there, if I do say so myself.
This is going to be one hell of a race with them 3 going at it. Obviously, Adam, unfortunate with that impeding on his lap when he was a 10th up. We don't know what his ultimate pace would have been, because again, that was his first lap, so we don't know if he had more in the tank, but let's look at the draw, and he's going to start from the front row with Rosa taking a pole position.
Yes, we'll just go to the talk of the chat. Not that there's anything going on much. People just saying don't ready up straight away, and so Adam's not best pleased with the Ferrari, from what I'm gathering, and I wouldn't be either. It did seem to impede him, and he hit the wall, but P2 is better than last.
I actually think he got impeded twice on that lap, because it was a Ferrari in the first chicane that he had to overtake going into his lap, and then there was the McLaren as well in the second sector, so he got very unlucky with that.
Indeed. Right, I'll just take a run through of the grid for the start of the Grand Prix. So we've got Rosatek's pole by 0.003 of a second. The Adam in P2. Behind him, 0.07 of a second behind is Mons. And then we've got Extinct, Gibbo, Lance, August, Rob, Golf, and Last Ninja Cow that round up the top 10. With P11 is William the King, followed by Mitch, Danny, Jack, Simi, Polybilar, Craig, and last but not least, who did not set lap, is Cornish Mantis. That's a grid. That top 3, I cannot wait for this to start. Is all I'm going to say.
I have to see the strategies as well. What, whether we've got some medium hard runners, or maybe even someone gambling for an early safety car with a soft at the start. I wouldn't be surprised if further down the grid there's some people gambling on that.
Definitely, yeah, and it is the strategy around here will play a massive part, what I would say, because it's such a technical track, and track position is definitely going to be key around here.
Yeah, track position is so key for that first sector, but then you've also got the massive DRS zones as well, which means overtaking isn't particularly difficult. And with safety car risk so high, the strategy can change so quickly in these races. So it's all about reacting to what's going on around you, and being proactive rather than reactive in some cases, and that's going to be the difference, I think, today.
Could we see some soft tyres, maybe?
We may at the start. I wouldn't be surprised if the lower positions gamble on an early safety car and slap some softer boots on to try and make up some positions early on.
I would say that wouldn't be a bad shout, knowing that there's probably going to be an incident. That guy in the middle of the crowd seems to be ecstatic to be on the up above the pit lane already. He's well happy to be there.
He's living life, isn't
he? Yeah. I love these bits. Just before the race starts, I've seen some really, really weird things. Obviously, the mechanics still standing there within each other. It's fantastic to see. They're out and proud. And then we've had floating flags. Yeah, the crowd cheering for literally no apparent reason. As we are about to start formation lap. So the game will come up with its wonderful strategies, but I will give you the rundown of the tyres that everybody has on. So if I'm going to get a bit of a mix, we do have one soft runner with Jack, hoping to make up a couple of positions on the first couple of corners, with Rosa, Mons, August, Lance, Mitch, and Cornish are all the hard runners. We've got a couple of disqualifications already. They've hit into each other.
The two McLarens look like they've hit each other on the formation lap.
Yes, they have. And the rest obviously running mediums. So what would you do in this sort of situation? I know you have your setup and your strategy that sort of runs throughout the majority of races, because I know that each track's different, yes, but the strategies for the game have been pretty straightforward, haven't they?
Hard, medium is usually the way to go, but in a race like this with likelihood of safety car, my choice would be the mediums.
To just get that jump off the start, really.
Get the jump off the start, and then it gives you that hard set to use later on. If it gives you that extra flexibility later on in the race.
So this is why we are seeing Rosa sort of pushing on his formation, like trying to get so much heat into them tyres, because tyre temperature around here is going to be key. I know that we're in the desert, so to say, but
he's got to be careful, because if he's too fast, then he's going to be sitting on the grid for a long time. His tyre's going to be cooling down while everyone else is forming up.
Is that a thing in this game?
Very quick. It's certainly a thing in real life. Whether it's a thing in the game, don't know. Because I know the game also can reset your tyres to 70 degrees and stone cold sometimes.
Yes.
So
I remember that
really is a
glitch.
lottery.
I remember that glitch, and we removed the formation light for a while because of that.
Yeah. It happened to me once in a league race in this game. I wasn't best pleased.
No, there's been a spin. That's one way of warming your tyres up. Doing a 360 there, which I think was either
They're going to be
Gibbo.
nice and toasty now.
I think it was Gibbo.
Yeah, I think it was for the fans,
Oh, yeah, definitely for the fans.
The excited guy above the paddock, probably. He wanted to give him something to cheer at.
Oh, definitely. Well, I'm going to take this one and leave it to you, as everybody is lined up and ready to go. The pressure is on. Dono, are you ready for it?
I am, I think. I'm going to go on board with Mans, so I have a clear view of the top three as we go to 5 red lights, and the lights out and away we go. And it's a great start from Mans compared to Rosa, but also Adam. He's going to go up the inside, and it's going to be 3 wide going into the first corner. The Haas down the inside. Rosa's going to try and hang it out. The Aston Martin and the Alfa Romeo are still side by side. Who's going to get the better traction? They're still side by side. This is incredible stuff from the two drivers, but it looks like the medium tyres got the better of the hards, and Rosa drops to second, with Adam taking the early lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And we've had a couple of incidents already. Looks like William the King and Golf Maniac being tangled at the first corner, but it's a Adam, Rosa, Mans top 3 with Gibbo and Extinct following right behind.
I don't know quite what happened with the tangle at the back, but it looks like both drivers have managed to get away. We'll have a quick peek to see if they've got any damage. It doesn't look like Golf has got any damage, and I don't think William the King has it either. So I think it's just a quick tangle, and away we have yellows in sector 2. Now there is Mercedes around. It's Rob who's around.
Doesn't look to have any damage.
So people just...
Oh, he does now.
Oh, is he
He's
just
hit the wall
hit
trying
the
to
wall?
turn around, and he's lost an end plate there. That's unfortunate.
So people just struggling with the traction of the track, as it looks like Adam has pulled out a 2-second lead on the chasing cars. So their medium tyres are definitely working for him, but it's also working for the likes of Gibbo and Extinct, because they're managing to reel in these two. Keep in touch with them.
It looks like the hard runner struggling with tyre temperatures. Gibbo looks to have a move on Mans. It also looks like Rosa's struggling, because Mans has been able to stick really close to the back of him over this lap. I wouldn't be surprised if those two start getting a bit close for comfort on this lap. And then we've got the medium runner behind, so they're going to watch out for those coming up steaming behind them.
So obviously, as we saw last week, it all started to get a bit heated up last week with incidents and issues towards the latter part of the race. I hope that we do have not a cleaner race, but a bit more of a thoughtful drive from some of the lads. That I think we're just pushing a little bit too hard, but for understandable reasons, because F1's the game and the championship that you want to win.
Yeah, it's. I mean, people take this very seriously. People want to win. People want to do as well as possible and get points. And sometimes that can lead to flares of, I would not say stupidity, but flares of passion. Maybe is the
Yes,
best way of calling it. But the man's getting very close now to the back of Rosa.
it is, and I think for Rosa now and Mans, they don't want to let Adam, fall too much off into the distance to get a bit of a free pit stop, really, do they?
No, not at all. That wouldn't be good for them at all. But Adam looks rapid at the moment. He's already got almost a 4-second advantage after 2 laps.
Yes. We're setting a 1:32.2 as he crosses the line, and these two, I think DRS now enabled after this lap, and it looks like Monster's going to go up the inside into turn 1, but he's going to the outside line. Can he get the traction out of the corner? I don't think he can. I think Rosa, a bit of desync there from...
Safety car.
Oh,
There's a safety car.
That is, I'm guessing, due to...
VSC.
Not quite sure what that is due to. It might have been William the King at the back of the grid somewhere that's had another off. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. The game can be quite sensitive with the safety car, so maybe it was one of those things. But yeah, at least for Adam's point of view, it's good that it's only a VSC because he's now got a 5-second advantage.
Oh, and he's picked up a drive-through penalty.
He has got a drive-through for speeding. Oh, I was just singing his praises as well.
It does not need that, and we're underway again.
That is not good for Adam, and now Mans and Rosa can go back at it again. Over the net race lead it will be once that drive-through is served. There's
yellow flag to sector 2, but I think that's cleared straight away as well. It looks like we've got 2 packs forming here, with obviously Adam taking the lead. But we seem to have, sticking with him, Extinct and Gibbo, and then behind them we've got Last Ninja Cow, Lance, Mitch and Simi, and I think that goes all the way back to Cornish Mantis, that other pack. We're all sticking with each other.
That's a nice big pack that is in the mid section of the grid.
It is.
Varying strategies with Jack making moves on those soft tyres.
Oh, and around the outside is going to be Rosa for P2. So retaken P2. So he got caught out by the virtual safety cars. Oh, Mons nearly clips that wall. A 5-second penalty there for Cornish Mantis speeding in the pit lane. Could see a few of them today. Because the pit lane here is a bit very straight. It's very Canada-esque, isn't it, with how straight it is.
Yeah, it's very easy to speed if you're not fully concentrating. With the that was quite an easy DRS pass for Rosa there, and I'm sure we'll see Mons having a go back at him in the DRS because they seem to be very close in pace at the moment, these two, matching each other line for line and traction zone for traction zones. So we'll see. Hopefully this battle goes on all race.
Well, you just go on board with Jack and August. They're side by side through the hairpin. That is another battle to look out for, with Danny and Simi behind them as well. As the 4 are going through that sector. Oof, very close together.
Jack rapid on those soft tyres. Don't think it'll be long before he's past the Williams.
He's definitely made up some ground. And there, but we know August, his defensive skills are very good. He's going to go up the inside here. No, he thinks better of that. And sort of dives back. There is yellow flag sector 2. Not quite sure. That is a McLaren round of Polybar. So
on that bank corner, he's dropped it on the exit.
And a 5-second penalty for Adam as well for speeding in the pit lane. He definitely did need that. That's
Goes
another.
From bad to worse for Adam. He was looking so supreme until that drive-through, and now it's unravelling so quickly for him. It's just a shame to see because he has so much pace.
It is, and the man to pick up some of the places here is Ninja again. As we saw from last week, picking up the P3 is it's just a man in the right place at the right time.
He's so consistent. He doesn't, he's always there because he's always there picking up places because he's not making mistakes and he's keeping himself in the race, and that's what it's all about.
Here's with these 4 coming through around the hairpin again, as we're just seeing August go off track momentarily. I think again there's a bit of understeer on the car that sort of dragged him out wide. Dirty air around here. He struggled with because obviously it's so tight and twisty. Dirty air can be pretty bad around here.
Yeah, certainly in the first sector it's very difficult to follow, but then you've obviously got the 3 DRS zones, as we've got a yellow flag.
Sector
I
1, I
believe that
think
was
that was...
Cornish Mantis
I think it was just
with
an
a
off-track
small
moment.
spin.
As we got a change with Lance and Adam as well. I'm not quite sure. That's Sid's Adam getting through on Lance.
Yeah,
Just
and I thought Extinct might go for a move on Rosa there. He was getting very close in the slipstream, but didn't quite manage it. With Mans now starting to build a bit of a gap out front.
he is, and around the outside there goes August on Mitch. Around the last corner, and he gets a fantastic line out of there, and he's going to power down the main straight. Who caught the DRS line, though? That is the next thing. They're going side by side still.
Neither of them with the DRS open.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry, yes. Mitch did get DRS in the end, I think. Just opened and closed it very quickly.
So, yeah, that's a good move from August there.
Mm.
Up into 8th place.
Jax,
moves on those hard tyres.
Jax pit and got rid of them soft tyres, so they obviously fell off very, very quickly.
Yeah, the softs don't last long around here. I think he was hoping for more of a safety car earlier on. He's gone to the medium, so that means he's committed to a soft, medium 2-stop by the looks of it, which is very aggressive, but might pay off. You never know around this track. Anything can happen.
Just jumped back on board with the Rosa Extinct and Gibbo battle. They're not slouching around, these guys, because they pulled up a 4.5 second gap to Ninja. Ninja's now being hunted down by Adam, who really needs to redeem himself, really, from a couple of penalty mistakes that he's made.
Yeah, Adam's closing really quickly onto the back of of Ninja now.
I think this is going to be an overtake. We'll just jump on board with them and see what's going to come. Straight line speed that he has coming out of there. Up into the last corner. He's done a bit of a late dive there, defensive move there from Ninja, but again, I don't think anything to hold anybody accountable for. At least he got past and it's clean. And now he's back onto the trail, and Mons and it must have had an issue because Rosa's gone back to P1.
Yeah, Rosa was within a half a second. Those 3 DRS zones are just so powerful. He's managed to get him into the first chicane, and he retakes the lead.
So we are really looking for now Adam to rejoin the back of this pack as they are coming into lap 8.
Yeah. Obviously, he has got that 5 seconds to serve when he pits for hards in a few laps' time, which will not insurmountable amount of time at all, especially with the pace that he's showing. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the race he's back up in the fight for the win, because at the moment he looks like the fastest driver out there.
Well, he's got the 5 second penalty. He had a 5 second gap. He's now got down to 4.5, so he is catching. So again, if he gets to the back of these lot and then loses another 5 seconds to gain that 5 seconds, I wouldn't suspect that'd be very hard for him.
It's not going to be easy, but if he can keep the pace he's been showing at the start of the race, he had 4 seconds after 2 laps. So we'll see what happens. And if the safety car comes out, then everything's neutralised.
However, harder tyres on his second stint.
Very true, yeah. With Rosa taking that pain with Mans earlier on will benefit them later in the race.
It will do, as Mons is going to go down the main straight. He's going to try and take... Oh, he decides very late to pull out that one.
Yeah, and Extinct almost bundling into the back of Mans, because I think he was expecting Mans to go for the move there as well, and that's made him vulnerable to Gibbo, but I don't think any of the positions are going to change. No, they're not.
No, it's fantastic to see on how 4 drivers can keep it all extremely clean and all within sort of 3-4 tenths of each other pretty much throughout the first 8 laps of this Grand Prix, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, and the first signs that we'll get from the medium runners' tyres start to go will be from Extinct and Gibbo, I imagine, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Yeah,
yellow flags to Sector 1, that's August around, I believe. And them hard tyres, I think he's just had a bit of an off, but he's back to normal now. Got Stranger Craig, who's just trundling down the pit lanes. He's just pit onto the hard tyres. Probably going to go to the end of the race.
It's an early pit stop, but maybe he feels like the undercut is powerful enough to warrant that early pit stop.
Now, I have done a 50% race around here. Now, I've done 23 laps on a set of hard tyres, so it can be done around here.
can, yeah. The tyres won't be particularly pretty by the end, but it definitely can be done.
Yeah, I thought they were about 70-80%. I think it was very borderline, but it was such a fun race. As again, we're seeing Mons taking the outside line. It's done before the corner. It's fantastic overtake there behind Extinct, weaving just to make sure that he's seen back there as he closes up the gap.
This is a brilliant 3-4-way battle for the lead at the moment, with Mans and Rosa trading laps in the lead at the moment, it seems like.
It is indeed. It looks like Rosa just a bit struggling as he to pick back up to Mons. Mons seems to have great pace in fresh air, but the DRS sort of reels Rosa back into within a couple of tenths before the main straight again, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks to me as though Mans is running a slightly higher downforce setup in comparison to Rosa. Maybe that could be the reason why. Although Mans does have a lot of DRS left as Rosa takes...
Oh, there is, and that's going to allow Extinct around as well. Very interesting line through there, Rosa. There's yellow flag to sector 2. I think that's because of the off-track there from Rosa. And also in that, we've lost Gibbo somehow. Not quite sure, and that's allowed Adam through his yellow flag to sector 1. Is that an Alpine somewhere off track? That's his back around. That was Golf Maniac, who's just had an off as well. And then following him is Rob in the same corner. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I've just lost Dodo for a second. I'm not quite sure where he's disappeared. I think he's probably got disconnected. He's back. There we go.
Hello, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Things happen.
Yeah, so Extinct threw on Rosa then. Rosa, from what I saw, cut the corner slightly, got a bit of understeer, and then gave up the position very gentleman-like to Extinct, who was just behind him. So that's good stuff from Rosa. You know,
showing a bit of
not
class.
Abusing the track limits thing.
Yeah,
it's good to see.
Showing a bit of class. Our Rosa, he's been with us since the beginning. Bashi is in chat. Hello. Yes, Golden Flame is on a fly as Adam in the game, but he has got a 5-second pit lane. More speed in the pit lane. Not quite sure if it's the bug, because there is a known bug around here, wasn't there? For a while. I'm not quite sure if it's still with us for the speed in the pit lane.
I don't remember hearing about that one. What was that?
Is it because there's a little S before the in the entry? I believe is there a little...
if you cut it, then it gives you a penalty.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have to see after the race. Obviously, only Adam can tell us that.
I think the only way to see that is to watch somebody come into the pit lane. Because I every time I seem to go on to somebody, they're already either halfway through it or done.
Yeah, indeed. And could we see Extinct make a move to the lead here? He's got DRS on Mans, but it looks like Mans got him covered, with Extinct running low on ERS at the moment, with the red light flashing at the rear of his car.
Yeah. So Adam has creeped back up to 3.3 seconds behind. He's on a bit of a charge onto the back of these guys now.
Yeah, doing really well this race. Looks properly quick. And he's definitely still a contender for the win of this race, I think.
So I was right. It is the corner cutting penalty in the pit lane, but it comes up as a speeding in the pit lane for some strange reason.
Yeah. Yeah, just F1 game things.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be an F1 game without a few bugs, would it?
Unfortunately not, no.
As we are about to hit midway through the race already.
Yes, flown by so far.
It's still fantastic. It is what's now a three-way battle, really, because Gibbo had a bit of an incident. Not quite sure what happened. I'm sure we'll find out at the end of the race what happened. But it's a three-way battle now for P1, with Mons leading the charge, followed by Extinct and Rosa. And closing that gap very quickly again is Adam, hoping to get back onto the back. Mr. Consistent Ninja, P6 as well. It's a fantastic drive. Closely followed by Lance. Our closest battle on track is these three for the lead. And next one would be Simeon August. They're pretty close on track as well.
And Mitch and Danny only 3/10.
Oh, he is. Should we go on board with them and see what's going on?
Mitch looks like he might get the move done with the DRS open.
See, as they're coming up to the final corner, there's going to be a lunge around the outside zone. It takes a really wide line, does Danny there. Is he thinking of getting the slingshot out into the last corner?
I think he didn't want to overtake for the DRS down here.
Oh, no, he's diving into the
And he
pits.
pits.
Oh, so we get to see the pit lane. Yes, we do. So is that little kink there if you do cut it as Danny enters the pit lane. Let's put on the set of hard tyres for the second half of the race.
Yeah, it looks like
Ninja
he's
as well.
looking for the undercut on Mitch there.
Just allowed Jack to get through as well. Ninja's pit in the background as well of that. I'd like to see, probably expect some of the front runners to be thinking about pitting now because they're medium tyres. As we know, we'll do the laps as we've just seen a few of the guys just do.
I think Extinct will be in this lap. But obviously, I mean, if he's still in the DRS, he might elect to stay out another lap and try and get pulled along for an extra lap.
There is.
As we have a yellow flag.
I think that was due to the McLaren there of either Polly or Craig hitting the wall, trying to get out of the way as best he can. Not really knowing that Ghosting's on to just carry on sort of racing. As, yeah, there's blue flags, yellow flags as well. I think that is, again, the McLaren just getting out of the way and hitting the wall. And there's a Mercedes in the middle of there. And we've got a pit from Extinct, you were right. So he's looking to get rid of them. Medium tyres are looking pretty dreadful, I have to say.
Let's see what the pit stop's like. This is obviously he's in the battle for the lead, so quick pit stops needed. It's a nice 2.2 seconds stop for Extinct. He comes out on a set of fresh hards. They're going to be nice and cold when he gets the power down. So he's got to be careful in the first sector.
The Aston Martin team have been working their magic there, as always.
Slots out in P5 just behind Lance, who's also on the hards.
Yeah, if you can get rid of, get past Lance there. He's got a nice 12-second fresh air gap there. He's on much better tyres there, and he's gone around the outside just before the hairpin there, and that's maybe an easy move. I was not expecting Lance to still be there on the inside, but careful driving from the both of them.
Doesn't look like Lance was fighting that too hard. He knows that Extinct isn't in his fight in this race, and Extinct's been free to go and get the undercut on Mans and Rosa.
Which I don't think, by doing a bit of quick maths, is far from impossible, really.
No, he'll have the fresh tyres. He'll be quick these first few laps. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out when the two in the lead pit.
However, we are going to have to start looking out for Rosa because, well, them medium tyres are going to serve him, and Mons are going to serve them both extremely well.
Yeah. And Adams still bringing down that gap slowly, but those mediums are starting to fall off a little bit now.
It's a bit of a wobble there as he comes out of the second corner there.
Yeah.
I think
I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the next few laps.
Disappointing latter part of his stint there for Rosa, who seems to have dropped off the lead by 2.1 seconds.
Oh, Adams around, he's spun it in his front wing.
He has.
Damaged.
Front left end plate there, gone.
Yeah, that's a shame. Again, another costly error from Adam in this race. It's been a shame because he's been really fast.
Yes, he has indeed.
I do think that's the end of his win chances, especially with Mans and Rosa being so supreme usually and so consistent.
Here we go, yellow flags in sector 1. There's another car around there. Is that a Williams of August? It is. He's around on them 13-lap-old hard tyres. Yellow flag sector 2. Is that another? I think that's just an off-track moment there from one of the McLarens.
Yeah, first sector's starting to catch a few people out with aging tyres. And that's a shame for Adam again. He's going to have to pit on this lap to replace that front wing.
I thought Rosa was going to dive in there, but he's not. He's done an extra lap, and Monza's pit though, so we'll see where this is going to bring him out into comparison with Extinct. This could be very, very close. I think he's actually got it done, you know. He's in and
Yeah,
around,
good.
and it looks like
Ooh.
Extinct's just powering down. He does obviously miss the first couple of corners. Is very close. They're going to go side by
It's going to be
side.
close. It's going to be side by side, and you got to remember, Extinct has his tyres warmed up, so he's going to be all over the back of Mans in this first sector. See if he can. I mean, Mans has just escaped ahead at the moment. Let's see if Extinct can do anything about that.
That was close. That the next one to look for would be Rosa if he can push on in that fresh air. Now for this next lap, he's obviously going to be boxing, but he's only got a 13-second gap. That's not enough.
No, it's not, but he will have one lap fresher mediums when he does pit towards the end of the race. That could be quite influential, especially if there's a safety car.
Could be. And you don't want to keep waiting for these safety cars, but you know, you find yourself doing that sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, you've always got to consider, because especially on a track like this, it's so possible. You've always got to have it in the back of your mind.
The only issue I've had so far has been the virtual safety car at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, Rosa picking up a little bit of DRS from the back markers here. That's going to help him no end as he does dive into the pit lane now for a set of medium tyres finally.
We'll just watch him see where this brings him out as he slams on the brakes to hit the line there. Let's see where this is going to bring him out. I think it's going to be somewhere around Lance is what I would like to predict as the two front boys go through. And Lance in the pits as well, so he might have escaped somebody being in his way there. So let's see what the gap is as he exits the pits. About 4.4 seconds, nearly 5 seconds.
Lost a couple of seconds there after that lap. Mans and Extinct to put in a massive shift on that outlap.
But what I would say is, like you said, one lap fresher tyres in a better situation than what these two are going to be.
Yeah, if he can make that work, then that could be a valuable weapon at the end of the race. But at the moment, that gap looks pretty comfortable for Mans.
It does. As we've seen Gibbo in the pits as well, he's come out back into P4 with Adam having to serve that 5-second penalty and change the front wing as well. So he is now down in P7 currently. Everybody seems to be quite spread out at the moment, which is not good for excitement. So maybe we have to pull out the racing gods and try and get a safety car.
Should we fabricate a safety car? Should we play God?
Play God. I don't think well, that's what we can do around here, is it?
No. Everything's spread out now, a little bit calmed down from the first stint madness as Mans gets fast lap of the race, 31.1, and puts about 0.6 between himself and Extinct.
And that's it's very good work there from Mons. That's what he needs, and Extinct's just, I think, going to be a passenger now for the next, for the remainder of the race. Really, I don't think it's going to be too much trouble for Mons, really.
No, and obviously Rosa is closing on him too, so he's got to be careful of that, Extinct. He's got a 4-second gap at the moment, but Rosa's going to be very quick on those mediums.
He's taken a couple of tenths out of him in the first sector there. Alone, so we'll see how that one unfolds as we carry on. The gaps, yeah, like I said, the gaps seem to have evened out. The close battle on track is maybe Simi and Danny within 2 seconds of each other, but everybody else, yeah, has found a wonderful pocket of Jeddah.
Yeah, everyone seems to be settling down into a bit of a rhythm, but we do have a DNF
cornish
and a safety car.
There is, and that, what I would say, is probably playing into the hands of the likes of Rosa. Now that's just brought them back into play, really, without having to put any effort in.
Definitely, it would be interesting to see if any of the hard runners duck in for tyres,
and
especially the front runners. Yes, because they've got that gap too. Ninja.
Is this a set of softs? It is. I don't think this is going to be the right tyre to be on. I might be wrong. It depends on how long the safety car is.
Those softs aren't going to last particularly long,
No, with there being
but it's going to be one fast race car if they do.
7 laps left of the Grand Prix, take away 2 because everybody is sort of spread out very, very well around Jeddah, as the safety car's just picking up the 2 front lads.
Yes, yeah. The safety car's picked up Mans and Rosa with Extinct just behind. It's going to be an incredible battle, I think, for this race lead now, with Gibbo as well behind on the softs.
Oh, so Gibbo's pit as well.
Really good finish.
We've got the Mercedes safety car tonight with that ridiculous rear spoiler.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how quickly things can change around Jeddah. You know, one moment from someone and safety cars out, and the whole complexion of this race has been turned upside down. And now Extinct and Gibbo look in a really good position.
Very unfortunate there for Cornishman to look like he was on for a solid finish there, as the safety cars caught up a few people now.
Yeah, it looks like collected up to Lance at the moment, with Ninja, who's pitted, still to catch up. Everyone else very spread out, so this safety car could be out for a few laps there.
Yep, you got P13, 14 and 15 that just entered the pits. I made that 16 as well. Craig's just entered the pits now as well, so everybody's getting the soft tyres ready. I think these people that are lower down the pack, it might be a better call for them to enter the pits now, because it'd be one less lap than what these lads at the front are having to do.
Couple of divided opinions about where to go for this final stint. Some people going for a new set of mediums, and everyone else going for a new set of softs. Apart from the front 2 who haven't pitted, and Lance and Jack, who also haven't pitted, everyone else has pitted.
It is a strange one, isn't it? What do you do? It's like, you know, going all in a game of poker, really, isn't it? What do you do?
Thing is, whichever one you do, you'll always think the other option was better.
Yeah, yes.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, kind of thing. But you've just got to try and do what best you can. If I was Mans and Rosa, I'd be very worried at the moment with those 2 behind me on a fresh set of softs.
Yes, and I'd be very worried with how spread the field still is, because the game doesn't really allow the race to continue until everybody's in the 3rd sector.
Yeah.
Unless
So
you're on the last 3 laps, I believe.
I'm going to hope that Polly Balar catches up soon.
I think it's definitely going to be another lap or 2.
Yeah, I reckon in the next lap we'll be going.
And it feels like an eternity, this, doesn't it? Sat behind the safety car. It just goes on and on.
It's frustrating going so slow as well. You just see your tyres getting colder and colder, and you just want to get on with it. But you know, it's all part of it.
For these boys that are running the soft tyres, it's just wear that you don't need.
I very much doubt we'll see any weaving from them. They'll just be nursing them until the safety car comes in, and then they'll go absolutely hell for leather.
Yep. Agreed, as the safety car bunch are just going around Sector 2 to start Sector 3, and Polyblauer has just entered Turn 3 now, so still a bit of the lap to go.
Yeah, I'm thinking safety car in next lap is a sensible prediction.
If you were the FIA, that's what you'd do.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're going to have to take... Maybe you are the FIA. Who knows these days? You don't really see much of the stewards room in the F1 races anymore like you used to, did you?
No, you don't. Not like you did with Charlie and all that.
Yeah.
Charlie Whiten.
Used to like to see the in the stewards room. It used to be very interesting with all the computer screens, but yeah, times have changed. They don't want us to see what they're doing in there. Maybe they're all having a tea party.
Well, with some of the decisions they make, I'm surprised.
Yeah. As the safety cars just go around the first corner, we've got 2 more people that are deciding to pit. It's William the King who's, I don't know, putting on another set of softs, which, to be fair, is probably not really a bad strategy.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose, has he? I mean, he was down the back anyway. He's Yeah, those tyres are going to be a little bit fresher now.
As Polly Blas entered the pit lane as well.
Oh, great.
Just to sort of extend this stint out a little bit further. But it looks like everybody in theory should be in the same sector now.
Safety car should be in this lap, and we're going to get a 5-lap showdown for the win. Interesting to see how those soft tyres are holding up on Extinct and Gibbo and where they're on already.
Yes, unfortunately we don't have that sort of data. I know that it's it'd be very difficult to bring up on a spectator cam, but it would be nice to have the tyre wear percentage maybe.
We'll have to find their onboards and spy on them.
Yeah. Well, Gibbo probably will be should be streaming, as Cornish Mantis has put in chat saying with the popcorn, guy eating the popcorn, so it could be a tasty 5 laps, I think is what we're getting out there, as everybody's nicely bunched up now, and we should get the green light and the safety car peel away as Mons will take us away.
Yeah, I think Cornish is bang on with that assessment. It isn't looking like going to be an interesting end to this race. It could be anyone's to win.
Definitely.
And the safety car is in now.
So from your point of view, you've been there many times. Safety car peels in. What do you do around Jeddah? Do you leave a gap? Do you bolt at the last straight, or do you hold them right to the line?
I wouldn't hold them right to the line. You want to try and catch them out. You want to try and catch them napping and get a bit of a gap, but you also don't want to give them that slipstream. So I'd wait until a bit down the straight, do a bit of weaving, and then just bolt and see, just slap the overtake on.
So with the nature of this, with the straight, with it being so long, it is a bit of a hard one to judge. As he does, you're right, slam on the brakes slightly. I can't get a decent really an onboard. I'll go on board with Extinct. I think is going to be good. He's off. He's off, and he has caught Extinct a bit out there. I think through one of the soft runners, and behind there, it looks like we're going to see a change between Lance. No, we're not. I thought we might see Lance do an overtake on Gibbo, as it looks like the front 4 and the rest of the pack seem to get around turn 1 unscathed.
Yeah, it was a good restart there from Mans. He didn't catch him napping, but he's kept the lead, which is always what you want to do. And it looks like he's already starting to pull out a bit of a gap on Rosa.
Well, you see, that is the other option, isn't it? If you don't catch him napping, it is just about maintaining that gap and the momentum to keep you into turn 1.
Yeah, precisely. Now we're going to start seeing what these soft runners have in their back pocket, whether they can take it to Rosa and Mans, as we have another yellow flag.
That looks like Jack is falling down the order. I'm not quite sure what that was all about, but that's at the hairpin. I'm suspecting he's just going to have lost it at the hairpin.
Yeah, either that or he's had a tap.
Maybe we'll have to see after the race what has happened. There's the soft runners are sticking within 3/10. Gibbo just slightly falling off, really, but Extinct has really reeled in Rosa here.
Extinct looks like he might go for a move. He's stuck right in behind the Alfa Romeo's rear wing. Is he going to go for a dive into the final corner? He thinks better of it. He could have then, I think. It looks like they're all using as much of their ERS as they possibly can.
Yes, nobody's harvesting down here.
We might have Rosa going for a move on Mans. The two medium runners need to be working together, not fighting.
Oh, that's close.
And that's going to allow the soft runners all over the back now of Rosa.
He's got to be careful of the defending behind him. I think with the little attack that Extinct put on Rosa, I think that sort of forced him to push on a little bit. But I think he was wanting to save them tyres for the last lap showdown.
Yeah, Extinct. We've got Gibbo all over the back of Extinct now. He's looking really racy too.
So which one do you concentrate more on? Do you concentrate more on the attack or the defence?
Probably the attack, because the attack will defend itself, I guess. But yeah, you got to keep looking forward, always. If you've got softs on, you've always got to look forward. You know, you could win the race.
Indeed, but you just don't want to burn out these tyres too much, sat behind people and wasting time. Really, you sort of do want to get on.
That's very true. There's
Yellow flags in sector
Extinct.
3.
Extinct stuck in the in the slipstream of Rossi yet again, but it's not quite as close as he was last time around. All of them using all of their ERS to stay ahead.
Well, we have seen here from with Hamilton and Verstappen, and obviously Leclerc and Verstappen last season, with people just sitting in that DRS waiting for the last corner, because you know that that's the one where you're just going to keep getting it back.
Yeah, there could be an element of that. The DRS is very powerful, especially down the start-finish straight.
The yellow flags in sector 1. I think 2 cars collided though. That August and Golf that have come together. So we'd love to jump back, but the fight for first is just gripping.
Yeah, the two medium runners hanging on really well at the moment. Mans and Rosa putting up with immense pressure, and we're going to start getting to the crossover stage where the soft tyres aren't going to quite have that edge anymore, and I think we've hit it, to be honest, because Extinct's fallen back on this lap.
Right, and there's been a change with William the King overtaking Danny there as well in the background, but Danny's sticking with him.
Yeah, William the King's done a really good job of this restart.
Mitch and Ninja, get my words out. Very good friends. They are going toe to toe. I'm for P5, 6 and 7. Sorry.
Yeah,
Ninja's going to go the inside.
Yeah, with the DRS, Mitch making those soft work at the moment, but Ninja, he's going to have the DRS and he's going to have the slipstream. This is going to be a pretty easy move.
That's what we were talking about before, is where do you wait for the DRS? Do you take it before the main straight, or do you take it here?
And we haven't factored in Adam, who just set the fastest lap of the race on those medium tyres in 5th, and has closed in quite nicely to the back of this group of 4 leading the race. Yes. So there could be a 5th man joining the battle for this win, as he's now within the DRS.
It's cleared all the penalties that he had and cleared the damage as well, and on the charge is Adam.
He's looking like a really, really quick car at the moment, Adam is, as we've got another yellow. Someone retiring in the pit lane.
There is in the game, going to bring the car back out like the game does. We shall see. I think it is doing.
Yes. Adam's going to have a go here on around the outside of Gibbo.
He's going to the inside. That was a little bit. Ooh, bit of a.
Oh, it's getting close. Gibbo's just got that extra bit of ERS, but Adam again gets such good traction out of these corners. He's just, even on the mediums compared to the softs, he's just getting such good drive.
Oh, that takes them both out!
Crash. That is a massive, massive collision.
That is yellow flags in sector 3, but the game won't pull out a safety car as we are about to cross the line for the last lap of the Grand Prix with Extinct all over the back. He seems to have claws back in on Rosa, and Rosa again claws back in a Mons, so the fight for P1 is still on.
This could be anyone's game. We've got Rosa behind Mans with the DRS. Obviously, Mans will not have the DRS. This is the lead car in this train.
And Mitch and William
on his debut. He's going down the inside. There's contact.
Oh,
and
there is a tap.
Round.
I'm not quite sure. We're not going to point the finger, but again, it's going side by side into corners that you don't need to go side by side into.
Yeah, I think that from what I saw, that was more of a racing incident for me.
Yep.
As we focus back on the lead.
Yeah, we do, yeah. As yellow flags in sector 3 is Gibbo. Gibbo's car has just been retired fully. I'm not quite sure what the yellow flags were for, but again, yes, around the final sector we're just about to hit for the front runners. Again, Extinct all over the back of Rosa. He's got DRS. Is he going to hang and tight? He's going to have to take the move into this corner.
Extinct's got a better exit. Extinct's got a better exit, and he's going to be right in the slipstream now. He's going to have to go for a move into the final corner. It's going to have to be a lunge. Is he going to go for it for second place?
He's going to go up the inside.
He is going to go for it. It's close.
Who gets a
Oh, it's
better
gonna be
exit? I think Rosa just got the better exit. He's just covered off the corner as Mons crosses a line to take the Grand Prix with Rosa just behind him and Extinct. A fantastic end to that Grand Prix, I have to say, for them boys. As we come back to the other battle here for Mitch and Ninja. Mitch just managing to get past them there as the rest of them filtering through as well. Now just watch August has crossed the line, close followed by Rob. Jack there, a bit of a disappointing, but again, P11 is not too bad. And on his debut, William the King crossed the line with a bit of damage.
Could have been so much more for William the King. It's a shame because he had, he was up into 5th and he had that contact. But what a race! I mean, you had the crash between Adam and Gibbo. That I was actually on board at the time. That was what a final couple of laps.
It was indeed. Right, we'll jump down into the. Well, I'll just run through the order quickly as Mons has picked up the win. There, we'll just run through the finishing order as it stands before any penalties or incidents get resolved. As taking the win, there is Mons. Closely followed
on the whole grid.
Yeah, closely followed by Rosa and Extinct. Mitch and Ninja trading blows at the end of the race. Finished 4th and 5th with Danny, Simi, Lance, August, and Rob rounding up the top 10 with just missing out on the top 10 of Jack. Debut William the King finishing P12 at Golf. Craig and Gibbo with the DNF. Adam picked up the DNF at the end as well with the collision with Gibbo, and Polyblanc and Cornish were out earlier on as well. So let's move down to the podium chat as we already have Mons and Rosa there. I'll drag you down.
I want to cut him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Oh, I think I've lost him.
Oh dear.
We'll just wait for Dodo to return, and we're waiting for Extinct as well. There we go, Dodo's back. Right. Well, we'll start the interviews off without Extinct. I'm pretty sure he'll probably be with us after. But we'll start off with Mons. What a fantastic win, I have to say. Very, very close throughout the whole Grand Prix. I'd say quite fortunate with Adam having the mishaps. But again, I'd say a win to be proud of.
Yeah, I think I'm proud of this one. I don't think I would have won if Adam didn't get his drive-through, but I'm always happy to win.
Brilliant. Again, it's very, very close in qualifying. Were you expecting it to be close? I think the gap was 700ths of a second.
Yeah, it was very close between top 3, and it's always fun when it's close because that means you'll have a close race also. So more action.
Brilliant. Dodo, got anything to add there?
Great race from you, Mans. Just one question from me. When the safety car came out and the guys behind you put on the softs, what were you thinking? Are you thinking that you're going to have quite a difficult job trying to hold on to the win?
Yeah, I thought it would be Australia all over again when they were on my back throughout the rest of the race, but I think I managed to pull a nice gap. They were like 1 second behind for the most part, so it was I was pushing really hard, but it was not too hard to keep them behind.
Yeah, you did really well there, mate. Well done on the win.
Thank you.
Rosa, congratulations on taking pole. I know pole's obviously not what you're after, for the result, but a fantastic P2 there. Having to do lots of attacking and defending in the latter parts as well. Were you worried about Extinct behind you?
Well, I was buzzing with the pole because I saw the banker of Golden Flame and I was like, I'm not touching that. So I had to proper mute my mic and kind of get my head down. But no, the Extinct side, I think I think today was more of a defending race, kind of defend a few laps, kind of get someone overtake me, and then just use the DRS like the first stint with Mans. But he the pace of between, I think even the top five, any one of us could have taken that win. So it was kind of just watching everyone else at the same time. But my consistency again, it dropped me out of DRS, and once that happened, then it was kind of just scraping onto every last little bit. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I was worried, but I hung on.
You did seem to have it well covered. It did seem to give you the push that you needed every time you were under attack from Extinct. It sort of brought you back up to Mons, just not good enough to get the win, obviously. But are you sort of surprised on how much the grid has progressed since the first season at Simcade? Because obviously you sort of dominated at the beginning of Simcade, but now everybody seems to have found their pace.
I think it's one of those where it's actually it's really good to see, because like you said, season 1 when I brought Cornish in and he called me the alien or something, and I was like, I'm just driving with like automatic gears and all that, and now look at him, like Man's there now, Lance, there's so many drivers like fighting for the win now, and it's great to see that progression. It's so good, and it's so hard now racing. Like I'm not talking or anything in my races. I'm literally just listening and like crying because everyone's faster than me now. But yeah, no, it is really good, because it is also it is pushing me as well to actually drive better.
The master seeing the apprentices becoming better than him is getting scary for you then.
Yeah, scary, but in a good way. We're not hating each other like Nico and Hamilton. No, it's definitely a love relationship, but no, it is sometimes head scratching the pace he pulls out sometimes as well, and obviously the other drivers.
Brilliant to see.
But no.
Dodo, anything?
No, just congratulations on the P2. You managed the soft runners really well at the end there, and yeah, it was a really good performance. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Now on to our P3 Man Extinct. A lot of focus was on you towards the latter part of the race, obviously putting on the soft tyres. What was going through your head at lap 19, was it, or 18, when the incident happened and the safety car came out? Was it, that's going to do me, or this is going to be close?
I just pit because I had a fresh set of soft, so I thought I could overtake like the front two and like take the lead, but I didn't have any pace on the soft. Like my straight line speed wasn't that good, and like Mans was like when Rosa was within 1 second of Mans with KMDRS, and like I tried everything till the end, and I tried one last effort into the last corner. I didn't work, and ended up P3, but I'm still happy because behind me, Gibo and Golden were really fast too. They were closing in on me, and I was scared I was going to lose P3, but they had their own incident, so I was relieved that I don't have to defend that much, so I could just attack, but it didn't work out anyways.
So you were putting Rosa under pressure. In fact, you were putting the front three or four, it was five of you at one point, under pressure the whole time. So you sort of stuck with it and obviously changed strategy towards the end. But is that the sort of thing that you were looking for, to mix it up, or did you just want to be on the faster tires towards the end, or what were you actually thinking? Could you think you could win it?
I mean, I was on the hard, so when the safety car came out, I expected Rosa to overtake me like immediately because those hards felt terrible, and I just thought if I just pit for softs, I'll come out P4 because I saw that I had like a 20-second gap to the P5 car, so I thought I could pit and come out P4. So those hards didn't feel good, so I just pit for new softs, but the softs didn't matter either because I didn't have any pace anyways.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations on P3. You got anything, Donna?
No, nothing from me. Just congrats on P3.
Well, congratulations, guys. Thank you very much for racing, and obviously congratulations on your podium positions, and hope to see you again very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not going to move you, Dodo, because every time I seem to move you, you seem to disconnect. So I'm just going to leave you exactly where you are.
Yeah, it's because I'm on Xbox and it doesn't work quite the same.
Oh yes, yes, I know what you're on about.
Maui, stop trying to sit on me. Cheers for commentating, guys. I look forward to watching it back. How was it watching it?
It's brilliant, Rosa, as always.
Yeah,
It was good. Yeah, really good last few laps.
that's all right then. Bloody hell. I can shout myself.
Just to let you know, you're still on stream.
Oh.
Well, is that a
I'm
shocker
getting
there? Is that a shocker?
Great.
Thanks for season 7.
I'll send my
Simcade
footage to
cancelled.
Ninja. At the time penalty. GG. No, thank you again for commentating though, and I'm gonna get out your hair now.
Cheers, Rosa.
See you later, boys.
Yeah.
Cheers, bye.
I don't think it was expected us to stay in the chat there, so apologies to Rosa there. We'll make sure that his contract's signed for season 7. Don't worry about that. A fantastic end to the Grand Prix there was one to remember for a while, is what I would say. It's very exciting. Only a couple of incidents, really, but yeah, another brilliant show from the guys at Simcade.
Yeah, really good race as usual. The guys were all close, and that battle for the win was really absorbing. But I think I've only got one thing to say, and that's thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure as usual.
Oh, do you know what, Dodo? It is wonderful to have you in here, and again, I'd have you here every day of the week if I could. It's absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much. No, not at all. So thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you everybody at Simcade this week. That is the last race of the week. Obviously, thanks for all the drivers, all the spectators, all the winners and podium sitters. It's been brilliant to have you all with us. If you haven't already, if you like what you see, don't forget to like and follow the page. We do post pretty much every single day, and our shorts are taking off faster than Concord, so be sure to check them out as well. Thanks very much. I hope to see you back here for next week's races. I'm not quite sure where we are. I'll just have a quick double check. That one does. Here we go. So next week for F2, we start around Miami on Monday. Then we hit Alton for ACC, which is a great, tricky track. And then we're at Autopolis for GT7. And then back to Miami here again for F1 on Thursday. So don't forget to keep an eye on what we're doing. Obviously, you can check the website out if you want to see what we're doing. Obviously, we are still donating for Calm as well, so don't forget that as well. Thank you very much, Ninja, for posting them in the chat, or whoever it was. It was Craig. Thank you very much, Craig. Dodo, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I do hope to see you here very, very soon. You are a fantastic co-commentator, and I absolutely love having you here. So thank you very much for that, and I guess it's only one thing left to say, and that's good night to everybody.
Good night, everyone.
And shall see you all very soon. Goodbye.